Alright guys, hey, how you doing? So we talked about adding and subtracting polynomials, and today we're going to take the polynomial thing just a step farther, and we're going to go from adding and subtracting, where now we're going to look at multiplying polynomials. Polynomials are really not all that difficult to do, the multiplying part, and there are some ways you can make it a little bit easier that we will talk about in just a minute. So let's go ahead and do the first example. So I'm going to show you what we call the area method. I'm actually going to slide this over here, and I'm going to draw a box, and we're going to call this the area method. And what you do is, for every term in this polynomial, you make a row. Okay, so these are our rows. So I have two terms, one here, and make two rows. This one I'm going to label as 8p. This one I will label as plus 4. For every term in this polynomial, I will make a column. So there's one column, two columns, and I'm going to label this one 5p plus 6. Okay? Now, this is just an easy way to organize stuff. There's many different ways we can do this. We can also do FOIL method, which you're probably familiar with. But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. And how you do this is area is length times width. Well, it's going to be 8p times 5p, which is going to give me 40p squared. Now I'm going to do 5p times 4, which is going to be 20p. I'm going to do 6 times 8p, which is going to be 48p. And 6 times 4 is going to be 24. Now I'm going to combine all my like terms, and I'm going to rewrite it at the same time. My like terms, typically when it is a square, so this is a 2 by 2 because you have two rows, two columns. When it's a square, your like terms are going to be in the middle. So this gives me 40p squared plus 68p plus 24. And there's my answer. That's one way. The other way you can do it is what we call FOIL. And I'll actually rewrite this on a blank page so you have it. This is first, outer, inner, last. Okay? And I'll actually give you an example of how to use this. So if we say x plus 2 times x plus 3, you're going to multiply the firsts. So x times x, which is x squared. You multiply the outers. So there's an outer one, here's an outer one. That's plus 3x. You're going to multiply the inner ones, which is an inner and an inner. Gives me plus 2x. And last, okay, this is the last one in this one. Here's the last one in this one, which is 6. Now I combine my like terms, which are right here, and I get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Another way you can think of this is just as distributing. Everything in this parenthesis has to be multiplied by everything in this parenthesis. Okay? So that is just another way of doing it. Okay, so now when we get to this one, and typically I personally think that the box method is the easiest one, or the area method, whichever one, however you want to call it, but that's just my preference. Okay, so I have 3 terms in my first one, which means I'm going to have 3 rows, and I have 2 here, so we need 3 rows, and I have 2 here, which means I need 2 columns, and now you label them. 3n squared plus 2n plus 1 times 7n minus 3. And now you do your multiplication. 7 times 3 is 21. N squared times n you use your multiplication rules, or your exponent rules. You add them, this becomes n to the third. 7 times 2 is going to be 14, and that's n squared. 7 times 1 is 7n. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9n squared. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6n. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. And now I go ahead and I combine my like terms. Here is one like term. Here is another like term. And I rewrite my answer. So I have 21n to the third power. 14 minus 9 is going to be plus 5n squared. 7 minus 6 is going to be plus n and minus 3. And here is my answer. Okay? You guys can choose to do it using any method you would like. I'm showing you the one that I find to be the easiest, the way that I actually prefer to do it myself. So make sure you write down your steps. Make sure you write down any questions you may or may not have. And remember, be well behaved for the sub tomorrow. There will be notes tomorrow night, so you're going to have these notes and the new notes done on Monday when you come to class. And they'll be graded then, and then you can get any help that you need on this stuff as well. All right, have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you on Monday.